Hello, how are you? I hope you are fine. Today we will talk about physical and chemical changes. Changes of matter. What are the types of changes? Two types of changes happen to the matter: physical changes and chemical changes. So, what's physical change and what's chemical change? Number one, physical change. It's the change in the appearance of matter without any change in its structure. Means that the shape of the matter change or the state of the matter change and matter stay as it is. So physical change is the change in the appearance of matter without any change in its structure. Examples of physical changes. Number one, ice cycle. To show that ice cycle is a physical change, we need a beaker, pieces of ice, a flame, a cold glass sheet. Number one, we put a piece of ice in a beaker over a flame. We notice that ice changes to water by heating, so ice melts. So this process is called melting. Matter changes from one state to another, from solid to liquid. Step number two, we continue heating the water. We will notice that water changes to water vapor by heating. Matter changes from state to another, and this process called evaporation. So water evaporates. Number three, we put a glass sheet facing the water vapor and continue heating. We notice that water vapor condenses on a glass sheet. So water vapor changes to water. Matter changes from one state to another and it stays as it is. The shape changes, but the matter doesn't change. So this process called condensation. Number four, we put water in the freezer. We notice that water changes into ice by cooling, and this process called freezing. So water freezes. So melting, evaporation, condensation, and freezing are considered physical changes because matter change from state to another. It means that the shape change, but the structure doesn't change. Melting wax. To show that melting of wax is a physical change, we need a glass base and a lighted candle. We fix the lighted candle on the glass base and wait. We notice that the wax melts by heating. So wax changes from solid to liquid by heating and freezes again by cooling. So when drops of melted wax is cooled, it changes to solid again. It changes from liquid to solid again. So the matter change from state to another, but the structure of matter stay as it is. The shape change, but the structure doesn't change. So melting of wax is a physical change. Grinding sugar. To show that grinding of sugar is a physical change, we need a mortar, a pestle, and a cube of sugar. We put the cube of sugar in a clean mortar and we grind the sugar by using the pestle. Then we taste the ground sugar. We noted that the sugar change from a cube to a powder. So the shape of sugar changes into powder. And we taste the sugar. When we taste the sugar, we noted that the taste of sugar doesn't change after grinding, but the shape of sugar cube changes into powder. So the taste stay as it is, but the shape change. So the shape change, but the structure doesn't change. So grinding of sugar is a physical change because the shape of the matter change without any change in the structure. Other examples of physical change. Number one, the dissolving of table salt or sugar in water. Number two, bending of metals. It means ductility or malleability. Question about physical changes. Give a reason for. Melting ice is a physical change. Grinding sugar is a physical change. Answer will be because the shape of matter changes without any change in the structure. We noted that we write the definition of physical change. The second types of changes is chemical changes. What's chemical change? It's the change in the structure of a substance producing a new substance or substances with different properties. It means that we have a new substance with new properties different completely from the one we start with. So chemical change is the change in the structure of a substance producing a new substance or substances with different properties. Examples of chemical changes. Number one, burning sugar. To show that burning of sugar is a chemical change, we need a crucible, sugar, a flame, and a small spoon. Number one, we put a piece of sugar in the crucible and leave it on the flame. Observation. We will notice that the color of sugar changes to black or dark brown. So the color changes. Number two, we taste the substances which is produced. We notice that the sweet taste of sugar has disappears and can't return to its first state. So the color change and the taste also change. So the shape change and the structure change. So burning sugar is a chemical change. Why? Because it's the change in the shape and the structure which gives a new substance or substances with different properties. We notice that the sugar was sweet and the new substance lose its sweet taste. So burning sugar is a chemical change. Iron rust. To show that iron rust is a chemical change, we need some materials. Iron plate, water, wet medium. Note that iron needs oxygen gas and water to rust, so iron need wet medium. Steps. we wet the clean plate with water and leave it in the air for a period of time. Then we examine the plate. We observe that a brittle brown layer called rust was formed on the plate. So what's this layer? This layer is iron rust. So we have a new substances produced or formed. So iron rust is a chemical change because we have a new substance formed. This means that the structure it change and also the shape change. So iron rust is a chemical change because the shape and structure of matter it changes, producing a new substance with different properties. Iron rust its its properties different from the iron. So iron rust is a chemical change. Adding sodium bicarbonate to vinegar. Number 3, adding sodium bicarbonate to vinegar. To show that adding sodium bicarbonate to vinegar is a chemical change, we need a bottle, a balloon, vinegar, sodium bicarbonate. We put an amount of sodium bicarbonate in an empty balloon. Then we pour vinegar into the bottle and we close the bottle opening with the balloon and we shake the bottle. We notice that and we observe that the balloon becomes inflated. Why the balloon becomes inflated? Because a new substance is produced. This substance called carbon dioxide gas. So we have a new substance produced and this substance is called carbon dioxide gas. So adding sodium bicarbonate to vinegar is a chemical change because the shape and the structure have it changes, producing a new substance, and this substance called carbon dioxide, and this is why the balloon inflated. Other examples of chemical changes: rottenness of fruits, adding yeast to dough, digestion of food. All of these are chemical changes because new substance or new substances are produced with different properties. So it's a change in the shape and structure. Question about chemical changes: burning paper is a chemical change. Iron rust is a chemical change because it's a change in the shape and the structure of the matter that gives a new substance with new properties. We notice that is the definition of chemical changes. So thank you for watching me and have a good time.